Good evening. It's good that everybody made it. For those that are here live, if you're not registered, you're likely not going to get the replay for this. So you may want to message me for the replay if you want it, or go ahead and just make a comment about it, and I'll get to it sometime tomorrow, the next day, and get you guys included on any of the follow-ups that we're going to have from this particular meeting today. Hi, Shauna. I'm glad you made it. This call, for those where we're streaming live from, if you didn't register for this is to discuss the Foundational Wellness VIP membership that I will be launching here in at the end of November, early December. So we are ahead of the game, and this is to get this on your radar. Hi, Tanya. I'm glad you could make it because this program is a very special program. It has been a consortium of efforts that I've put together over the last 8 years of experience and being full-time in my practice, working with hundreds of people, mainly women over 40. I would say 95% of my client base is that and has been since the beginning. I didn't even set that up. It just kind of happened that way. And the issues that ensue. And so professional women in particular have quite a lot of issues. And the issues that they tend to have come from their awesome personalities, to be honest. They're go-getters, they are hard chargers, they have something to prove. Many of them have been under quite a lot of stress most of their lives, and they've built up all these types of conditions that their doctors are befuddled with and have not been able to bring to resolution for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years of their life. And when imbalances aren't getting better, more things are breaking in the background. And so, the lineage of a woman in the United States that's going through allopathic care is wrong supplementation, too much medication, no focus on root causes of the ailments that they have, and no understanding of the environment that they are growing up in or that they're living in or working in. And what are all these contributing factors to the overall well-being and resiliency of that particular individual? And this is what foundational wellness solves. Foundational wellness brings us back to the beginning of health. We're going to reset the foundation of who you are and not get caught up in chasing symptoms. You've been doing that long enough. Foundational wellness is not just a holistic methodology, it's a philosophy. And it's built on 12 pillars that I've created of foundational wellness and have applied over the last 8 years. And it's been highly successful. Just go check out any of the testimonials on my page, on my website. You will see for yourself the great transformations that we're able to create here through leveraging these principles and staying resolute within them to understand the body's natural ability, how to apply holistic strategies in a modern way so we can actually get them done and accomplish them and not fear them. One of the biggest things I wanted for my brand when I started was to be a transitional company. And what does that mean? It's a company that welcomes people into the natural wellness space without making you have to feel like you got to be some kind of hippie, you got to be some kind of tree hugger, you got to be in some political movement or whatever. This is all about helping as many people as I can, especially my women clients, come over and find real resolutions to their issues and stop being placated by doctors' poor bedside manner, horrible advice, and just dragging you through the mud year after year after year. And you're not getting anywhere with your gut health. You're not getting anywhere with your hormones. The restless leg syndrome is going away, ain't going away. The chronic fatigue is getting worse. Fibromyalgia is starting. The UTIs, and all the aches and the pains all throughout the body are just getting worse. And you're taking more stuff and you're not finding the resolution. And you're wondering, will I ever get out of this place? Or is this just what I'm doomed to for the rest of my life? And I'm here to tell you that that doesn't have to be the case. I've got clients almost 80 years old, women who are thriving. Okay. They're living their best life. They're traveling. They're spending tons of time and they're very physical with their family and their grandkids. And some of them are even still in business at 80 years of age. 75, 76 years of age, which tells that there's quite a lot to this body that we can enhance if we do the proper things. You know, one of the most important parts about Foundational Wellness VIP membership is that it is a custom wellness program that's also a group experience. And the reason that I asked for only 10 people to launch with here in late November, we're going to do this right after Thanksgiving. We're going to get started. So I'm just not even going to play with it up until Thanksgiving. Right after Thanksgiving, we're going to roll. And I'm looking to start with 10 invested women who really want to nail 2025. They really want to make significant shift and transformation in their physical, mental, and spiritual self in the next 6 to 12 months. Make it something substantial. Make it a mark on your life where you went, this was something that I did for myself that was so critical, and it literally changed my life for life. And that's what I'm talking about, getting you the understanding, the time, the connection, the ability to share, the time to fail and overcome your failures and learn from your failures as we go through your wellness transformation. I don't care what you have. If you have cancer, if you have lupus, if you have gout, if you have heartburn, GERD, I don't care what you have. Foundational wellness always sets you straight because we're working on the principles of the body's ability to heal. My job as your holistic practitioner and coach is to provide you with the assessment, the recommendations, and the tracking, and keeping you accountable to what you said you were going to do in order to bring yourself back to a high state of vibrancy. And that's the promise. The promise is healing. The promise is not treating you for 6 months to a year. The promise is let's go do the groundwork no one was ever willing to take you through, and to help you be patient, and to help you recognize what your body is doing when it's giving you certain signs and signals that you've been ignoring for 15, 20, or 30 years, or you never knew what it really meant. You've been trying to figure out what it means, but no one could tell you. I understand what the body's trying to say. We're going to listen, we're going to interpret the information, and we're going to take positive action in a big way to get over the hump. So many of you are out there still struggling in chronic disease for no reason, simply because you don't have the right instruction and the right guidance to keep you focused in the proper areas that will absolutely move the needle. So instead, you're trying supplement after supplement, probiotic after probiotic, enzyme. You're jumping into this group for a minute. You're jumping into that group for a minute. You're trying to become a raw vegan. You're trying to become carnivore. And you're all mixed up in this soup of chaos. And your body is taking the brunt of the load. And your mind is taking the brunt of the load. And we haven't gotten down to the deep, impactful things that matter. Understanding the endocrine system, your neuroendocrine system, your digestive system, getting all these areas of the body addressed so that you can properly regenerate. You need to get to a regenerative wellness mindset. You've only been stuck in trying to fix something. You've been stuck trying to fix something for a very long time, and the fixing's not happening because you can't fix it isolated. You have to do the whole thing. This is why some of you will have some temporary successes for a while, and you'll think you're good, but you're not, because you've never committed long term enough to truly understand. So what happens is you start backsliding off of the things that were actually helping you, and then imbalance comes again. It comes right back. That's because your body's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and you've yet to understand what it desires. What is it actually looking for? What's truly out of balance? My docs, I was just looking at a post from a friend of mine, and if you see this, I saw your post today, you saw my comment about Lionel Richie, the singer, literally had 4 surgeries before he went to a holistic doctor to figure out what was going on with his voice. He had GERD. He had heartburn. They gave this man 4 surgeries, and all he ever had was heartburn. He went to go see a holistic doc, some guy like me, and then the guy was like, "Oh, we'll knock this out in a little bit. You just have heartburn. Here's how you eat. Here's what you should eat. Here's a few supplements to take. You'll be fine." Right? To get to the understanding of truly what was off, it took him 4 surgeries. Imagine how many years, how many appointments, how many sessions you've had with your endocrinologist and your general practitioner every 3 to 6 months, over and over again. You're still coming down with colds, flus, sinus issues, migraine headaches. You're inflamed all over the place. At some point, you have to recognize that what you've been doing is not going to get you to the promised land. It won't. Okay. I had to come through my own struggles myself, right? I'm 52. I'm 52 now. I started my journey when I was 38, right after I had a heart attack. Before that heart attack, 3 years in a row, I had kidney stones. I was also morbidly obese. I was well over 300 pounds at the time. I lived a very stressful lifestyle. I worked a lot of hours. I mean, sometimes I would work for 2 to 3 days at a time and not take any breaks. Um, all of this costs, guys. It costs at a magnitude you could never truly understand unless you studied this and became a student and a professional in this world to truly get the cellular depletion and imbalance and organ degradation that you cause simply by the way you move, act, respond, think. This is before we talk about food and drink going in your mouth. Okay. Your mindset and your habits about how you move through the day, regardless of food and water, has more detrimental impact on you than the food and water. Yeah. And this is the piece that you have to grab this. You have to get a hold of this. And that's what foundational wellness is a huge part of. We're going to hit all 12 foundational pillars so that you get this full, well-rounded understanding of not only to return your body to a proper healed and highly functional and resilient state, but how to maintain it with very little effort. Once you're willing to overcome the addictions, the dogma, the lies, the myths, and you start to employ things specifically designed for you, not for me, for you, and that you're able to have a consortium of people to connect with in a community that are all going through their own struggle of getting real healing, and they're leaving treatment behind. They're ready to go do the real work. They've tried all these other things. You're over 40 years old and you're struggling. You've probably tried a lot of things already and it ain't working. You've probably backslid and failed at a million different diets, just like I did. I did all the diets, right? I mean, 14 years ago, I dropped 100 pounds as soon as I switched over to paleo. Dropped 100 pounds within 5 months. Was so happy about that. And that kept taking me down the line with food. And eventually I became a student, started studying nutrition and holistic wellness and all that stuff. And then I became a professional at some point. I never knew I was going to end up here. I surely didn't think I would end up doing what I do in this world. And I love what I do in this profession, to give real brass tacks opportunity for people to heal their bodies, to see the truth, to get outside of the conventional, harmful system that we have that has been hurting you for your whole life. Um, yes, it's great that we have some tools that allow us to see some things in the body, but once we get through seeing things in conventional medicine, the approaches are going to keep you sick and are going to keep you harmed. And it's designed that way. I didn't make these things up. I'm just here to be the antithesis to it. So this is the talk about what does it take to be a resilient, healthy individual. It starts with having a healer's mindset. You have to go into this knowing that you're leaving things behind, right? A healer's mindset knows that they're looking forward. They may reflect backwards, but the past is not going to dictate the future. We are fresh, we are renewed. We are taking new steps forward. We're looking at new ideas and evaluating things in a different perspective. and in a very educated manner that allows you to hear and understand things in a way that you can hear it and understand it. We have time to do it. We're not going to be throwing a bunch of big words at you. We're going to take our time. We're going to logically walk you through how your body should be working. We're going to evaluate what's going on inside of your body. Even though I'm a holistic doctor, I love labs because labs provide intelligence. What we do with the said intelligence is what's going to dictate your outcome. That's what's important. The labs are not you, they're just a piece of the puzzle, right? So you can have your lab work. We can look at your hair. We can look at the cellular nutrition status of where you're at. We can see what type of toxicities you have going on, the level of nutritional imbalances that you have, taking full assessments to understand what you feel, how often you feel it at, and what intensity level you feel it at, and what does that all mean? How do we create the functional map of who you are on paper so that we know exactly what's impacting you, whether it be from stressors in your relationships, past traumas that you're still trying to figure out, and you can't haven't been able to get over certain ailments because maybe you're stuck in more than just the physical application of things. Okay, there's a lot more to healing than just taking the best supplements and the best food and doing the best workout. Okay, there's plenty of people doing that and are still sick as dogs. Okay, it takes a new look and a new philosophy of how to approach resetting your body, clearing the pathways of energy and flow in your body, and reestablishing proper electrical magnetic potential in your body. You can't get this body right without focusing on the conduit that you are and the electrical pluses and zeros that you represent. You're a charged individual. And when we look at healing, we should never take that out of context. Everything comes back to vibration, frequency, and light. You are all those things. And when we treat you like you're not those things, you never get back or get to the state of fulfillment and ability that you should be in your physical body. You're just not going to get there. You're not going to ascend. So, who is this program for? This program is dedicated for women over 40, professional women who are likely, why professionals? Because you're likely more stressed. I'm a very good chronic fatigue specialist. I've been doing that for a very long time. Chronic fatigue is a mirage of imbalances. That's why I decided to focus on it, because most people can't figure it out. That you have to be willing to go to all corners of the systems of the body and outside of the body, look in the corners of someone's life and help coach them through the changes that they're going to have to make that are actually influencing their central nervous system and autonomic nervous system in a negative way that is allowing disease to continue to influx the body and hold up and take residence and cause acidity and cause mucus and cause nutrient imbalances and cause more stress and anguish and depression and anxiety. We don't have to live this way. And that's who this program is for those who are sick and tired of doing it the old way. They want the way that's going to work specifically for them. They want a path where they'll be understood, appreciated, and a place where they can truly get their questions answered, right? And they can also thrive in a community of other ladies who are doing very similar things. Doesn't matter what disease you have, you're imbalanced. It's all about bringing your systems back online. It's all about providing the right stimulus at the right time to allow your body to make change and adapt and remove things that should not be there anymore while you reestablish your habits, your mindset, your self love, your gratitude. Those are the things that keep you sick. When we're not living in accordance with that style of life, these are the things that are leading to the poor decisions that you're consistently making time and time again, while you keep falling back into the same traps over and over again, while you're back in the Dorito bag, while you're back in the coffee bucket, while you're back at happy hour and you know you shouldn't be there. All of these things are going to continue to hold you back. When you come to Foundational Wellness VIP membership, we're going to dismantle these addictions. We're going to reinstate positive mindset self-love, and general love of self and others around you. Confidence, remembering what it takes to be great again and to get out of this mediocrity mindset that our society is saturated in these days, regardless of the excuses of why we're there. We are very resilient people. We can do hard things until they are no longer hard. And that's the whole point of getting into a foundational wellness VIP membership, is for you to take a stand for yourself and go, this is enough. I'm tired of jumping all over the place. I'm tired of moving from one functional medicine doctor to the next nutritionist to this coach over here. Come settle in a mature environment and take a logical, physical approach that will help you internally rebalance mind and heart, spirit, and the full intention of your actions in order to get to the destination that you're looking to achieve. Stop putting the weight on and taking the weight back off over and over again. Stop quitting on yourself over and over again. These long breaks from working out, these long breaks from eating appropriately. Why? Because you haven't handled the internal struggle. You haven't gotten the right tactics and strategies aligned so that you can mindfully move through life and stop moving with angst and anxiety and fear and lack, so that you can make proper, better decisions when you can start to look at the choices that you're making, not only with your relationships with food and drink, but your relationships with people, your relationships with your profession, right? And you're trying to align all these things to your benefit and structure them in a way that truly does bring you to a magnitude of higher vibrational potential. That's what this is all about. Everyone telling you it's just about healing your gut, they can go pack sand. You've got to go heal the entire being. And the gut is just a piece of that work. And it's good work, my friends, but we also have to be willing to dive deeper than that. And when we dive deep in this group, I'm not here alone. I'm here with 4 other practitioners at my disposal who are going to be invested into your well-being. You'll be able to tap them as a resource in various areas of their expertise, whether it be central nervous system balancing, dealing with emotions, getting proper mindset plugged in. And I love to coach on these types of things because these are the things that make the wellness protocols stick. You never could do your wellness protocol from your previous doctor because they weren't invested in your mind. They weren't invested in your spirit. They weren't invested in your ultimate goals in life. They weren't invested in what your purpose was. They didn't know anything about you. They didn't know how to go that deep with you to where you would have these anchors that would keep you on track more so than not. It's all about going the distance, isn't it? Isn't going the distance and sticking with it really the hardest thing for most of you out there that you haven't been able to accomplish? I'm just speaking from experience, my personal experience, and working with hundreds of other people over the years. That's a very common thing. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know when to make a shift. You may have started one protocol to heal one thing and you never got off of it. And this happens a lot, especially with people in eating and diets and things, is they just don't understand there's a difference between a protocol and a lifestyle. One's meant to be temporary. One is meant to be long, lifelong, and designed in such a way that it really fits you, right? It really works for you, that we can remove all the judgment and the fear and the doubts and the pointing of fingers at, oh, you eat meat, oh, you eat vegetables, oh, you eat fruit, oh, you eat grains and beans. We don't need to do any of that. I don't believe in any of that, right? And that's because I've ate it all. I'm a 70s baby. I ate it all, man. I've eaten all the junk food. I've drinking all the alcohol. I've smoked all the weed. I've done it all. I've done all that stuff. I've drank all the coffee, right? And I've overcome every one of those addictions. I'm going to show you how to do it too, right? To truly master your moments to where you can stick to what it is that you need to get moving, or you can stick to it. Yeah, Jen, I understand. It is the stopping and the starting, right? We have to get to a place where we are comfortable being imperfect and prepared to do it dirty. You're prepared to give whatever you have in the tank that day in terms of your effort to move your healing journey forward. Some days it's going to be all in. Some weeks you're going to be all in. Some months you're just going to crush it. And then life's going to throw something at you and you've got to adapt. You may have to down regulate it a little bit for a few days while you go through that emotional turmoil that you need to work with. And each time you do, I love seeing this with my clients, that each time they go through these types of things and we talk through this and they make consistently better choices. They may not have been perfect choices, but they made better choices time and time again, every time a challenge ensued while they were on their wellness journey, trying to get the healing that they've been so desperately been needing for so many years. You are probably like me. Listen, I remember when I started my wellness journey after I found out we were pregnant with our first child right after my heart attack. And I needed to pull myself together. And I was lethargic and fat, overweight. And literally, I bought P90X. But what a lot of people don't know is I failed at P90X 3 times in a row before I actually did it 100%, right? And stuck all the way through it. Got over myself, got out of the pity party, stopped making excuses, and started to design something in my mind that would carry me through the long term. And that was, who will I be in 10 years? I wanted to imagine not just the short-term game that I had been playing that game my whole life. I was a fat kid. Okay, I was a fat kid. I went to the military. They kept me a little trimmer. As soon as I got out of the military, I became a fat man. So being able to paint the proper vision for yourself, truly align with the lifelong vision, not some short-term crap that you've been playing with for year after year, right? You know, we're coming up on January here in a few months. The last thing I want you to do is to be sitting in January playing old games that haven't worked for you before all these years, time and time again. New me, new you, new me, new year, all that crap, and resolutions, la-di-dee, la-di-da. And we know by Valentine's Day, over 80% of everyone who said they were going to do something, especially for their health, they're going to be eating brownie a la mode at Red Lobster. And they're going to be way off base by then. They will be out of the gym. They will be sore, probably injured, and food is going to be just crazy because they've probably developed some level of eating disorder through that time, trying to starve themselves or do some crazy diet, and voila. We wash, rinse, repeat this stuff literally every year. And I'm giving you an opportunity to get a special invitation to come join this membership. This will not be like anything you've ever done before, simply because we're going to lay out all the tools. We're going to give you the visibility into your body through DNA, through HTMA, through gut testing, through symptomatology assessments, through blood work as necessary, right? So we can get the data, but the data doesn't matter that much. It matters, but it doesn't matter that much. I'll tell you what really matters. It's the blocking, it's the tackling, it's the commitment. It's showing up for yourself every day. You know how many people, when I used to just do wellness plans for people, I used to write 100 wellness plans a month, it seemed like, right? Wellness plans don't work unless you execute them. Wellness plans don't work unless they're aligned with you. Who are you now? What are you capable of now? Not what's this fictitious dream that we want you to live up to, but what can you pull off one step at a time and master, right? You need to become a master of thyself. Yeah, some mastery of this body. Wouldn't you want to master this before you leave here? Can you imagine us 40-plus-year-old people and our society in general? We're confused and we're still trying to figure out what to eat, how to maintain our body, how to keep it lean and fit and happy and healthy. Man, 52 years on the planet, 45, 60 years on the planet, we still don't know how to do this? What? That's a trap game, right? Like something's off. So I've spent this last 14 years breaking down every little pathway, every little nuance, every little trick and trade and biohack and ancient methodologies from the East, mixing with modern opportunities from the West to help clients overcome themselves. There's a million ways to help somebody get to the healed state, but it's your individual stake and claim that's really going to drive that. What worked for Jack may not work for Bill. What worked for Mary may not work for Jane. Even if they have the exact same so-called issue, there will be foundational things will always matter to everyone, but how we execute and where your body's current state of resiliency is. Where is the current state of your body's organs and function? How dirty is your blood? What are the habits that you've got drilled into you that you're eating at 10:30 at night every day, driving up gallstones in your liver? You have no idea you're doing that, right? You're causing poor digestion and candida, fungus, and mold to build up in your stomach. You're drinking inappropriately. You're not drinking the right water. You don't know which water to drink. You don't know which foods to touch. You don't know which processed foods are safe and which ones aren't and what all these ingredients mean. And you're constantly placating all these choices, and it's keeping you confused and sick and dying early and not living to your fullest potential. We're nowhere close to it. It takes years. And what this is about is getting into a community for life. Foundational wellness doesn't end. Once you're in, right? Once you're in for life. You come in, you do the work, and now you always have a community to come back to whenever things get rocky. Because things are going to get rocky. I can assure you that they will. And you should be looking for that throughout your journey. Be looking for that trip up that's going to come. They always come, right? Oh, I was about to do this thing. I know I was about to start this part of my protocol, but my friends are coming in town tomorrow, or mama got sick. This thing I got to do for work. There's always going to be lifing, and we're the place where we can share that experience and help you overcome it. And also, we're not going to shame you. There's no shame here about what you're eating. There's no shame here about what you miss. We need a safe place to be real and mature, that we can come get real valid help, validation, encouragement, and support, and provide the same to others. Community is how we win. We're all so separate. We're all doing our own things. This is not a eating at McDonald's program, and tomorrow you need to start eating apples only. Or, or you've been eating this way and now you can only eat butter and meat. That's not what we're about. I'm about educating you on the impacts of food specifically to you, so that you understand, you feel, and you get the chance to evaluate these things for yourself so you can truly know what you're addicted to. You truly know what affects you, your mental state, what causes that constipation, what causes your diarrhea, what causes you to be angry. It's not, that's one of the things I'm seeing a lot more on my intake forms from my ladies, is they're showing up here apathetic and angry, and they don't know why. They don't know why at this stage of their life. They're just bitter, angry, apathetic, like their emotions are going, they're becoming harder and not being able to be the soft woman that they want to be. They can't cry. They're all choked up inside. The systems are all choked up and backed up through imbalances and filth and irregularity. And it's been going on for too long. And the anger is there to tell you something. Your kidney's not happy right now. Your liver's not going very good right now. You need cleanup work. You need nurturing. You need movement. You need drainage. You need light. You need sun. You need grounding. You need a communication with someone who can help you understand why you keep hitting the damn snooze button every day instead of getting your butt out of bed and doing what you said you were going to do for yourself and show up as your highest self. That's what this is about. Wellness programs that only focus on the math don't work that great. They have a high failure rate, extremely high failure rate. This isn't about doing a bunch of videos at all. This is about showing up at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, for us to commune, for you to see exactly what you need to do for yourself, that you have someone that understands the walk that you need to make, that they've made themselves many times, right? To help you employ holistic therapies that maybe you've never heard of, maybe you've been fearful of, um, but might be right up your alley to help you resolve whatever it is that you got going on. And of course, we're going to clean up this body. We're going to do it together. We're going to implement the right nutritional strategies that make sense for you based on where your body is right now so that we can bring it back into balance. We're also going to make sure that we're instituting the foods and the therapies that you can align with, that you can understand, that you can believe in, and that you can give some credence to actually do it. There's no point in giving you something that you won't do or that you're afraid of, right? Yet this is typical of most practitioners. They just go, well, here's the protocol and you go do that, right? But here, that's not how it's done. We develop protocols, we break them, we change them, we modify them, we throw them away and start over, whatever it takes to get you to the promise. That's what this is about. No, this is not cheap. It is high touch. It is high flame coaching. It is spot on practitionership where we're looking deep, we're taking all the things into account, and we're documenting it so you can actually read it in English, not in some scribble scratch, not in some words that are too big for you to understand, with referenceable data for you to feel comfortable about the decisions that you're making for yourself. Ultimately, what I want to do for my women over 40, and this is an underlying back end motive of mine, I want to ensure that we stop the high rate of cancer that's happening to our women in this country. I've gotten so many cancer clients this year. It's easily quadruple what it normally is in the passing 2 years or so. We're in a hurt locker. I'm not here to judge anybody, but there's always a way out if you're willing to take action and you're willing to invest in yourself. I don't care what you did, whatever shot you took. That's not my choice. That was your choice, right? But whatever repercussions you are dealing with, we can work on that and we can get you feeling better, right? All hope is not lost, my friend, not at all. So don't think just because some man came up with some poison that you can't overcome. There's always an equal or better opportunity of healing that's always provided in nature. One thing over here could bite you and make you sick. Let the remedy is 4 feet away in this other plant that would actually be the remedy for that said threat. And that's how this world works. So you're not doomed unless you choose not to do anything. You're not doomed. The cancer is crazy. The people coming out of remission is crazy, right? At least 3 this year. People who had breast cancer before, 3 to 5 years ago, they have breast cancer again. And it might be even worse in other areas, right? I have been working on these types of cases for years and helping people overcome this. Most of you don't know that, for example, in Chinese medicine, cancer is nothing more than the last level of ailment that the body can go through before death, right? It's the last ditch resort. So we've got 6 other opportunities above the cancerous state that the body has tried to warn us, that the body has tried to overcome, and it can't, and it's failed. And there's quite a lot of biochemistry that goes into understanding just why the magnitude of breast cancer is going up so high. And it is at an alarming rate. At the same time, what's going with it? Endometriosis, fibroids, uterine cancers, right? Plenty of BV, UTIs, and infections, dense fibrocystic breast tissue, right? Cysts in the breast right now. There is so much of this going on. I just want you to know you're not alone out here. I see this every day. I'm helping people with this stuff on the regular basis. And you can get out of this mess, but you've got to go deep. You cannot do surface level treatments anymore. You've got to go do the real work and go deep You've got to get deep into your herbals, deep into the proper foods that are going to help lymphatic flow and drainage, getting the kidneys to fire high and filter like they're supposed to. Get that liver fully cleansed of all gallstones and the gallbladder of all gallstones. There are hundreds of diseases that are literally mapped back to gallstones and poor bowel function in the liver. You will never heal your gut until you get all of the crap out of your liver and gallstone and gallbladder. It's never going to heal. You're going to get temporary healing, and then it's going to break again because your bile drives the train in the gut. Your bile helps take out parasites. Your bile helps adjust the pH balance of the gut. Your bile helps get the toxins out of your body, right? There's so much to this that unless you're working with someone that's looking at the big picture but can also get in the weeds at the same time, you're going to consistently miss the mark. They'll have you focused on some top level supplements, so some stuff that you should be able to make on your own. You should be able to make your own CoQ10. Why aren't you making your own CoQ10? Oh, it's because you don't have this mineral, that vitamin, and oh, you're in a hypo state, so you're not able to convert appropriately. Well, how about we get you into the ability to convert things as you're supposed to, like you used to, because you used to, right? Yeah, of course you did. Just like when we talk about all these food sensitivities these days. Meanwhile, you ate all that stuff when you were a child, literally up into your 20s, 25, and now after your 30s and 40s, all of a sudden you can't eat this stuff. You're allergic. That's a bunch of crap. You're not allergic. You're broken down. You're malfunctioning. You're clogged up. You're imbalanced. You're inflamed. You're not sleeping enough. You're drinking too much coffee. You're drinking too much alcohol, and you may not be willing to face these things. If you're not ready to face these things, this is not the group for you. This is the group that's ready to go face the dark, ugly stuff that you keep playing with night after night, weekend after weekend, year after year, expecting a different result to ensue, looking for another shortcut from your doctor that's going to land you into more shortcuts with your doctor that's going to short your life overall. It's going to short your vitality. It's going to short your nutrient status. It's going to continuously rob from you. So if you are tired of being robbed consistently with the copays and the medicine that's making you sick and the botched surgeries that we've got going on and the unnecessary surgeries that people are doing, removing organs that should easily be serviced and cleansed and maintained so that you could actually have a chance at having proper digestion again in your life. So if you are looking for the whole thing, you're looking for the physical, functional, holistic methodologies, no drugs. If you're looking for whole food-based food nutrition, this is the spot. If you're looking for cleansing and proper detoxification, this is the spot. If you're looking for proper coaching on your lifestyle, on your own personal love of self, on your gratitude, on habit formation, on confidence building, on being great. I want everybody in this group to be great. If you don't want to be great, this is not the spot for you. I will only be taking on 10 of these clients at a time. So we start with 10, then we wait for about a month and a half to 2 months before we kick off another 10 people. So you're going to get a lot of time and a lot of connection with me and a couple of other practitioners who are going to be coming through coaching you up. If that's the type of thing you're looking for, then just look out for the invitation. There's going to be a follow-on invitation to this video. I wanted to see who showed up, who's actually interested. Again, drop a comment. Let me know if you want. All you got to do is say invite in the comment or invite in a DM to me, and I will get you the video invitation in the next 48 hours. And again, we're not in a rush. I don't want you to rush into this. I don't want anybody pulling any triggers too quick. I want you to think about this. I want you to make a very solid decision. It's going to be a proper investment for this high level of magnitude program that we're bringing to the surface to actually get the damn job done, to get you transformed in the mind and the body and connecting the spirit. We're not here to do pieces of it. The other people are doing pieces of it. I want the whole enchilada. I want to invest in you. I want to see something spectacular come out of your experience while you're in this program so that you will remain a member in the program as you see others come through this very unique and dynamic methodology called foundational wellness. It ain't like everybody else's stuff. It's me. I'm a little different. I don't do things the way everybody does. I've done so much trial and error and testing on myself, and I'm in a constant state of validating and researching and maintaining my discipline every day. And that's one of the things that makes me different and why I'm not a dogmatic practitioner. I'm more interested in the result than any egotistical method that I can play with. Okay. That I don't care. All I care about is seeing you win. And I love to see you win because when you win, I win and we win together. And that's what this is all about. So I will get these invites out to you. I appreciate everyone who came on. Like this wasn't some, PowerPoint presentation. I really wanted to talk to your heart and to your mind because I know there's millions of you out there still on hormone replacement therapy and you're not any better. You're still on all these probiotics and you're not really any better. You're still having so many poor habits with food and you're still addicted to crap and you can't put the coffee down, yet you're still complaining about your energy and that your gut hurts and that you can't poop for 3 to 5 days at a time. How about you come on into Nubila Health and we knock all of that stuff out the park? Because we knock that stuff literally out the park every day here. And it's because of the philosophy of foundational wellness. We don't deviate from the things that truly matter, the things that actually move the needle, that you can grab a hold on, that you can trust, that will get your body moving into a certain state so that you can move into that most critical state, which is the regenerative state, where we strive for longevity of wellness. We're no longer worried about healing. We get healed, and now we start protecting our right to be here on planet Earth as we were promised for upwards of 900 plus years. That's me. That's how I think. I don't look at 100 years as awesome. I really don't. I know there's a promise that's been bigger for us, and I'm here to be the catalyst of change for that dynamic in our society for those who want that, for those who want to stop the aging rapidly, who want to slow everything down and feel like they did when they were in their early 20s and early 30s, if that was a good feeling for you, right? I know I get to walk around and feel like I'm a 30-year-old man. I get to move like I'm a 30-year-old man. And I take pride in that because I've worked my ass off for it. Okay. And I do the work on a daily basis to maintain it. And it's why I'm the living example for my clients. I'm not some fat doctor giving you weight loss advice. I'm not some doctor on 3 or 4 medications telling you to take a medication. Okay. I am drug free. I am alcohol free, nicotine free. I do occasionally have some caffeine. I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely not a daily coffee drinker like I used to be back in the day. Um, I'm very good with processed foods. I'm a whole food single ingredient guy, and I'm a high raw eater, and I did not get here overnight. Okay. In fact, you can go check out the post that I put up right before I started here, as I just wanted to reflect on it a little bit before I started this session with you guys. I am the guy who does the dry fasting, the water fasting, the juice cleansing, and feasting and whatnot. I've been through all those avenues. I'm an herbalist. I'm a gardener. Um, there's just a depth of me that brings an exciting opportunity for healing because of my approach and my journey, my own personal journey, that I've been through so many of the things that you're going to need to go through or that you've been struggling to get through, right? Who do you have to become? The biggest reason why you have not found your healing is because you still want to be the same person. You don't get to stay the same person. You have to get out of your chrysalis and fly with new wings. You do not get to stay the same person and get your healing. It never works, ever. So let that go. That's the first step that we have to be willing to accept is I cannot be the same me because that me got me here. The new version of where you want to go, that person can't get you there. You might have to break ties with that old version of yourself. just like I did. Okay. There's a lot of change that will happen. That's why it's called transformation, because we need you to transform into this new higher called self that's now healed and is a beacon of light for others. And you're walking the walk to show what's possible on a daily basis. That you're not going to be the 40, 50-year-old mom dealing with all the night sweats and all the issues and the so-called menopausal issues. That you're willing to go deep enough to escape all of that nonsense. That you're willing to go eat the proper things or do the proper cleanup work or do the proper therapies for a period of time to overcome these imbalances and to create a path for yourself that allows you to maintain good, proper homeostasis. Wouldn't it be nice to never be sick in 14 years? I haven't been sick in 14 years. Ever since I started my journey, I have not been sick. Not even a cold. No colds, no flus. So it's very possible as soon as you stop believing that it's okay to be sick. It's not okay to be sick. You were never supposed to be sick. It's like your body doesn't want anything to do with that. Okay? Your body only wants to thrive. We're the ones getting in the way of everything, clogging it up with a bunch of stuff, right? Because we're so smart. And that's really the biggest thing is, I work with a couple of clients who just came to mind, and she's an islander, right? And she's been in the United States for a long time. And while we're working together, she literally said, "Oh my gosh, Ken, all these old remedies that you're bringing back up work so well. And I used to see my mother and my grandmother do these in the islands. But we thought we were so fancy to be able to come to the United States and get into the medical system and take their drugs and do their therapies and eat the way they eat and abandon our culture. And here you are literally walking me right back into my culture. And this is where the truth is. Because remember, guys, conventional medicine isn't that old. You might have some family members that are older than conventional medicine still living here on planet Earth. It's not that old. It's not that vetted. It's not that true. We've seen a lot of death, and we're going to continue to see a lot of death from the conventional medical system. Okay? So we're coming up on an hour. I appreciate everyone who stayed on as long as they have. Drop your questions. Put invite, even if you just want more information. I just want to know who's out here because it's only 10 people. I don't need the world. I don't want the world at a time. This is a very special, deep program aligned to really wrap my arms around these women and for them to wrap their arms around themselves and for us to go through a true healing journey with full support as a tribe and to watch our tribe get bigger and bigger slowly and systematically over time. Because I know not everybody wants this, okay? Most people literally want to play games with their life by pretending that they can continue to do the same damn things they were doing in college, in their 40s and 50s, and they can just go take a drug, or they could just go get their intestines cut out, or they could just get their gallbladder cut out, and everything's going to be peachy clean. It's not. You're going to keep getting sick, and you're going to keep dying early, and you're going to keep pouring money into this system and keep feeding these people who are hurting us. And they want to hurt your kids, and the kids are getting hurt too. We need more Gen X and millennials to stand up more than ever to go show what's possible. You got to come show yourself what you're made of again. Because I know you're dilapidated. I know you're tired every night sitting on the couch eating the crap you just ate that ain't giving you any energy. It's contributing more to your imbalance. It's making your belt bulge every day. I've been here, guys. I know the deal. I know how to walk you out of this. There is a path. So, is it through proper nutrition and fasting cannot eliminate fungal infection like aflatoxin? If yes, then why? Francis, that's for another time. Feel free to message me if you'd like to talk more specifically about that, because it's not a fast answer. It's a very deep answer because fungal infections and nutrition and fasting, there's a way to put these things together to overcome any fungal infection. Okay. But there's also ways to where it could create more. And you should be cleansing your gallbladder and your liver until you have no more stones coming out. That's how often you need to cleanse your liver and gallbladder. You need to cleanse it to where it has no more stones, congealed crap, and parasites and whatnot coming out of it. Okay? That's critical. Most people stop way too early with liver cleansing. You need to make it a major priority and don't stop. Most people need a dozen or more who are just getting started, especially if you come from a pretty poor eating lifestyle most of your life, drank a lot, done plenty of liver damage, stay up late at night eating, a lot of acidic thoughts and acidic foods coming into the body. There absolutely has to be a long time in that world. Okay. And when you do truly cleanse your liver completely out, you will have a new level of wellness you've never thought possible. And I see it time and time again for the few who are willing to keep going. Even when you think, oh, there couldn't be possibly any more, you have to go until you validate there is no more coming out because you have multiple biliary ducts in your liver. So when you go do one cleanse, you might get one of these biliary ducts to release some stones while the other ones aren't ready to come out yet. So on the next one, you get a little deeper into the next one and so on and so forth. But the body is the most intelligent mathematician to tell you the truth. It will tell you when it's done. Okay. Um, Shauna, just look out for the announcement that I'm making in the Cleanse Within group. Just pay attention there because that group is about to change to a new format. Okay. Could you do once a month? Yeah, you could surely do once a month. Yeah, because you'd be doing one like every 3 weeks. Totally safe. Yeah. So keep your focus there and I will get these invites out. I want to thank everyone for taking the time on this Monday evening to kick it with me and for me to share a little bit about what this membership is going to be about. And I am so excited about what we're going to do in 2025. Once we start here after Thanksgiving, when we roll into 2025, some of you are going to be in such a beautiful place and calm, understanding, and committed mindset that you know that's going to be the biggest year in your life when it comes to your wellness. It's going to happen. So I want to thank you all for coming. I'm going to get off of here and go check in with my family. It's that time of the night. And I just want you guys to know I'm Ken Newbill, the Health Transformation Specialist. And I want you to always remember that wellness is within you. Take care and good night.